feel better
apologize.
from having a horrible mistake. Rockets, Mavs, Luka from long range. 35, 12, and 13 for Luka, and that is accurate because I said it.
Okay.
What were the 12?
12 rebounds.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know
So,
those
I'm
counted.
shocked we didn't put a. What was your favorite one, Greg? Did you stay up late watching Luka rebounds?
I did.
Pacers Cavs. Buddy Hield right from the jump. When asked for a comment, not impressed, said Rob Pelinka. Hey! Pacers win. They're 2 games above 500. Wonderful. Florida State, Oklahoma.
Corner in NBA history.
I said it.
You did?
Made a Rob Pelinka joke.
Okay.
Knotted up at 32. Johnny
Good,
Wilson.
great catch.
One-handed grab. Florida State goes on to win this one. 35, 20,
I miss
32.
Florida State being awesome.
I do too.
I would like them to be awesome.
You know they had 14 straight years finishing in the top 5?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I miss them.
Hey, Dusty, you want to double check that one?
Okay, you know what?
Weird. Florida Atlantic Owls versus North Texas Mean Green. Look at this one. Reuben Jones. I think this goes down as a steal and a shot all at once. Not enough, though.
Wow.
Mean Green end up losing by 4. And finally, the wonderful Grizz Raptors. Most electrifying man in sports entertainment. And a guy with a forgiving heart if you ever make a mistake about him, like I did. Fakes a 3, gets a big dunk. Terrible defense by the Raptors.
Yeah,
by
what's
the way.
what's
They all
Siakam
turn
doing?
around.
Siakam, I shouted you out yesterday. You just turned around.
19
Watch Siakam here one more time.
Yeah,
You're
that's
boxing
John
out. He's
Morant.
still on the ball.
He went for the pump fake in the paint.
Yeah. What are you
19
doing?
and 17 for Ja. Grizz win again. Panthers at Bucks. Fox, 1 p.m. Both teams under 500. But the Panthers have won 3 of 4, while the Bucks have kept their season afloat thanks to the late game heroics by the GOAT. Here's Brady's game plan. Take a listen.
We have an opportunity now to do something really positive, and that's beat a team that's been playing well, and I think they've won 4 or 5 or something like that, and they're playing hard. They run the ball well. They're good on defense. Really well prepared. So it's a big challenge. It's a great opportunity, and you don't take them for granted. You just go out there and you cut it loose and you play your best, and that's what this team has an opportunity to do.
Do you expect backwards hat Brady to cut it loose?
I know, bad beat for Colin Cowherd and Tom Brady rocking the backwards hat.
Epic take.
I do, and if I'm one of the last people in the media that seems to still think that the Bucks could be dangerous this postseason. If they don't show glimpses of that in this game, then I will join the rest of the media. Because this game, Greg, the opportunity for them, because of the NFL's silly playoff formatting, they win this game, Greg, they get a bye. They can rest in Week 18. And if I know anything about 45-year-olds working with one right there, it's that they like their rest. We walk into Wild's office sometimes, taking a little nippy nap during the middle of the day. It's been tired getting these takes together. And it's kind of ridiculous that the Bucks could win this game and just lock up the division, but they do, and they would rest Brady, and they would rest their O-line, and they would rest their older players. And so this is, if they have a playoff gear, they will activate it in this game. When they played the Panthers earlier this year, it was one of the biggest upsets of the NFL season. They were 13-point favorites, and they got beat 21-3 by P.J. Walker. And the Panthers, by the way, this past week ran the ball for 320 yards on the Lions. So they are a team that's hot right now, and a team that obviously believes they should be the division champions in the NFC South. So if the Bucks are going to show that they have anything, this is the week where they do it. And if they do, then I think they will be dangerous with an extra week of rest playing Dallas and round.
I agree. They are going to cut it loose. They've been cutting it loose all season, and it's not done nothing. Tom Brady has thrown the ball more than anybody in football.
He might set the all-time record this year.
How much more can he cut it loose?
Good point.
And they're averaging in their last 3 games 16 points. What are you doing? That's cutting it loose. I'm not afraid if I'm the Carolina Panthers. We beat you before. We averaged almost 8 yards a carry with Foreman, 6.5 with our rushing attack. They know how to beat this team. They're not afraid of this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. I just don't believe that they can score. I continue to be the one that repeats this. They cannot score the football. They average 17 points a game.
Not great.
The last 3 games, the Carolina Panthers, they've been able to run the ball. They're averaging about 28 points a game. They're not, I'm sorry
They can't
to
score,
burst
Nick.
bubble.
Hold on,
but you can just jump over
Can
here
I ask
now.
you guys an honest question?
Yeah.
If this were round 1 of the playoffs in Tampa, Carolina and Sam Darnold in Tampa Bay against this Bucs team, you would be picking Carolina? Because this is a playoff.
This is a play. I'm
I
going to
understand.
say this is a playoff game.
This is a playoff game, which
Yeah.
is why I do not believe Sam Darnold is going on the road and beating Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. I do not
But
believe
can
that.
Sam Darnold score 14 points?
He
Like-
hasn't had to.
Well, that's what I'm
not to score 14 points, but he hasn't had to be spectacular. He just has had to not turn the ball over and make sure that they can run the ball. And everything opens up in the passing game from then on. Like this Bucs team, you're not afraid of them because they can't score.
They haven't scored 23 points since the Kansas City game, which was a lot of garbage time.
Yep.
They have 2 first-quarter touchdowns all year. Their halftime scores, 6-6 against the Cardinals, 28-0 against the 49ers. I'll give you a pass on that. But then 10-3 against the Saints. It's just not happening.
I was
and it's like,
falling
well, what are you
asleep.
going to do? Like, Brady throws the ball more. Like,
Oh,
if
no,
they can't get the running game going.
They were up 17-3 on the Bengals a couple
I left
weeks
that
ago
one
at
out. I
halftime.
left
Yeah,
that
what are
one
you doing? That just happened.
Well,
we
okay,
just,
1 for
we
4.
just saw that
1 for
game.
What they do in the second half?
No, they
Then they
melted
lost.
down.
Okay, they switched
But
the first half
They
and the second half.
Right, but they showed a bit of a spark there against a really good team. You guys,
Bit of
listen,
a spark.
I'm not a Brady fan nor an apologist. He is not losing.
Speaking of Pennsylvania, news out of Philadelphia is that Jalen Hurts is now doubtful. This came as a shock to some people on the staff. It came as obviously, to your old pal Kevin Wildes. Nick Sirianni been playing fast and loose with the facts about this injury for too long. Obviously, he's not playing. But Greg, do you think it's smart for the Eagles to be cautious with Jalen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's the only way you have a chance to win a Super Bowl this year. He has to be healthy.
Yeah.
You don't run the risk of having your MVP player play against a team that you feel like your team can beat without him on the field. There's no reason. And I get it. Everyone's worried about the time that he's been out. It'll be almost a month the next time Jalen Hurts sees the field.
If he doesn't play
If he doesn't play, exactly. If he doesn't play next week, which if he doesn't play this
Month is a
week,
long time.
if he doesn't play this week and they get the win, there's no reason you're playing them against the Giants. You can't do it. Like everything that Jalen Hurts is, that he provides to this team instinctively is physicality. Like he's their bruiser guy. Like so if he drops back, yes, he's going to throw and he probably feels good when he's throwing right now because he's in practice. Nobody can touch the quarterback. Well, if anything happens in the limited time if you were to play him, if anything happens to him and it sets him back, you just ruin your chances right there. I don't believe anybody right now at this table believes that Gardner Minshew can do what Nick Foles did with the Eagles
No,
It's a little
in
bit
17.
Philly special, you're right.
No.
I agree.
Jalen Hurts is the
I
most
agree
important
with
player
that, but
you
I
rest
also
him.
don't think Philly can go into the playoffs limping, figuratively or literally. I think Philadelphia needs to play a game with Jalen Hurts at less than 100% without Lane Johnson.
See, that's why I think they don't. You're too vulnerable up front.
But you're assuming that he's going to get back to 100% in time. And what I'm saying is Philadelphia, they were hot. They were the last undefeated team. Then they lost one game, but it felt a little fluky because all the turnovers and people thought they got kind of hosed on some calls. Then they started rolling again. And then all of a sudden, their quarterback gets dinged, and they lose their right tackle, and Devontae Maddox is out, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's not back, and that invincibility has been pierced. I want to see, if I'm Philly, what the offense, can we be an effective offense without Jalen being a bruising power back? Because what if he can't be a bruiser? If we have to be cautious and treat him like a traditional quarterback and not a rugby player on 4th and 1. Like, I want to see some of that. I think and in Philadelphia, the Saints, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Nobody at this table does. But they're still alive. So they are still playing for something right now. And the Saints, if they beat Philadelphia this weekend, now you're in a whole world of trouble, which is you now have to win in Week 18. And in Week 18, all of a sudden, it's like, wait, Now, is this when we put Jalen back in? Is this when we experiment with stuff?
Yes, Nick, think about what you just said. Like, they would be in a must-win situation. Now you put your guy in. They're not in a must-win situation right now. So why put him in that? Like, even if they didn't run the design runs and all of that, you can't. Look at Josh Allen. They've been telling him, don't run, go down. Instinctively, that's just not how he's wired. Neither is Lamar Jackson, and neither is Jalen Hurts.
I think Philly, I think there are a lot of flashing red warning signs that this team, even if they get the bye, is a one-and-done playoff team.
Wow.
And I think it's worth note in the last